So this next bit is sometimes you find when you get a file off Thingiverse or otherwise, what they'll do is they'll put all the parts together on one file rather than having individual STLs that you can then place them on separately. I think Cura used to have this setting where you could split them into separate zones just by right clicking, but that's now gone. And the trouble is if I try and print this now, I go in here and I go to, if you search sequence, and you can have it either they all print at once or one at a time. If they print all at once, you'll get the first layer here, the first layer here, first layer here, second layer, second layer, second layer, and that means you're not getting good continuity. Whereas what you really want is when it does its first layer to directly move up quickly and go into the second one, so you're getting good adhesion. If you'd had put these in separately, yeah, you go rather than all at once, you do one at a time. I don't know why you would ever want all at once. I just don't think that it would be a good outcome. But I used to think, oh my god, now I can't print this because they're not being separated, even though I've put one at a time, if I slice this, you'll see what happens. Let's close this, preview. It is still doing them all at once because it's reading it as one full file. So if I go back to prepare and then you go into marketplace again and look for plugins, and there was one, if I search mesh, there we go, mesh tools, install that, and then you have to restart the Cura again. And what that does is it gives you a few other tools. I don't know what all of those things are, but anyway, when you right click on the model, you can then go to mesh tools, and where is it, split model into parts. Ba-ba. Right, and if I slice this now, it will probably have, it's not letting me do it because what I need to do is move these. Ooh. Because they're overlapping and they're little grey shaded regions, it's getting unhappy about it. But you would move them all around so that you're not getting overlap, and then you can print and they will do it one at a time, truly. The other thing, again, I mentioned this before, sometimes when you've got parts of different heights, you'll get an error saying that the gantry, the height gantry, is not high enough. For some reason it like lowers it because it's being an idiot. Then you go into your manage printers, you go into the one that is in question, and then you could adjust the gantry height manually here and just make it bigger, or do it whatever the gantry height is supposed to be for this printer. But it just, I don't know why it does that. But it's a really useful thing, you know, because I've been put off a few files because I thought, oh, damn, they haven't actually split them. But you can split them with that little mesh tool. The other thing that's worth saying is that you can create custom profiles, so profiles of all your settings and things, and you can import other ones as well. But to be honest, you're going to make your own, and I've now gotten to the point where I am saving exactly what I've made. I think you end up getting like a little star here. I think it's gone now because I haven't made any changes, but if I was to make a change, I wonder if it would do it. Yeah, there you go. So then it comes up with a star, and then you can adjust it. You can save it, I should say. Good things to do is always just double check your temperature, that it is what you set it to, and when you load up the print, just double check that it is actually at that temperature on the the print adjust screen. I always look at infill. There we go, infill. You can change the type of infill. Triangles, I would imagine, is the strongest. There's some really beautiful ones like gyroid and stuff, and I think octet. I've never actually done them, but they look pretty. And then other stuff that I tend to do, if I'm doing multiple prints, as I say, I'll put sequential in, just to check in the special modes that it is doing it one at a time. Other things that I might look for is print speed, just to check that that is what I've set it to after doing my towers. What else might I look at? Ooh, support. So support, generate support if you want to do that. Where has it gone? And then you can select where you want it and things, everywhere or just where it touches the build plate. That's giving me a whole load of different things about support. I think there's like basic ones when you close all of this. So yeah, anyway, but I generally check those things. Oh, the other thing is build plate adhesion. I like to have it as a brim, as I said before. You can always save these once you get them down, but I tend to, at the moment, I'm just checking through them, make sure that they're all fine, because I'm running two printers. But I think that's pretty much everything, but they're just useful tips. But you know, definitely have a look at the auto calibration sets. There are some other ones as well, auto towers, where you can do bed leveling. And what that does is, if I get rid of just having a moment. Right, let's clear the plate. File, new project. Right, so other extensions, auto towers, bed leveling, concentric squares, or you could do a custom pattern. Let's just have a look at what it looks like. I'm going to do a small one. So this is a good one if you are, yes, you can check how level your bed is, because as the nozzle goes round and prints this, if your bed's too low down here, the nozzle will come off the plate. But also I find this is quite a nice one to have on your SD card, just to dial in the nozzle closeness to the bed. The Z offset is quite nice. As I say, you can also use your brim as a kind of like, just dial it in, but that's a quite nice one to have. But I think that's pretty much everything that I know so far, so have fun.